Welcome to a special edition of Breaking Bread, where you will begin to experience this feast that has been going on for 137 years. It's the best feast in the city, the best feast in the country, and I'm going to take you through each stand and you'll be able to see for yourself. So come along with me and enjoy. Come with me as we walk through the streets of this great feast, and you'll get a glimpse of the famous Giglio, the highlight of this feast. I think I'm in the mood for some sausage and peppers and maybe some braciole. Let's go. This feast has a lot to do with my childhood. Where I came from in Long Island City, St. Rita's Parish, we had a Giglio there. There were a lot of people from NOLA that celebrated this feast. And then in 1985, when our local parish priest got assigned here to Our Lady of Mount Carmel, at that time I entered the seminary, so I was here as a seminarian, I was here as a helper. I have a lot of roots in this feast. I've been here for the last 7.5 years, so this is my 8th as a pastor, but I've been really involved with this feast from a kid. Christina, how are you?
Good, how are you, Monsignor?
So we're at Zolo's Clam Bar, huh?
Yes, we are.
And this is where the healthy food is?
The healthy food, the fried food, everything.
Fried and healthy, but...
No, it goes together.
Okay, so what do we have here?
We have some raw clams, raw oysters.
I eat these raw. I love clams. I don't like oysters.
No?
No.
Why not?
I don't know, they're too slimy.
Not for me. We have some shrimp cocktail.
Shrimp cocktail, okay.
Yeah.
You put some hot sauce.
Hot sauce, cocktail sauce, lemon.
And this is all the fried food over here?
Yeah. Do you want me to show you?
Sure, let me see what you have here. We start putting the feast together the day after the feast ends. We look back at the feast, we see all the highlights, what was good and what maybe could have been improved. Mozzarella stick?
Galamad. You have marinara sauce to go on top.
I want to take one, just one.
Go right ahead. Good. Popcorn shrimp.
Ooh. Why do they call it popcorn shrimp?
No tails, they're little.
It's not popcorn, you eat one, you can't stop.
Exactly. Crab cake.
Crab cakes, oh good.
Scallops.
Okay.
Regular fried shrimp.
$10.
And coconut shrimp.
Oh, nice.
And soft shell crabs are on the end.
Oh, most people don't know that soft shell crabs, you eat the whole
entire
shell.
thing, yep.
That's good.
Throw some lemon on top, you're all good.
That's good. What do you like best about the feast?
Oh, my favorite part is probably the tradition, and you get to see everybody that you probably don't see every year.
Everyone comes back.
Yes.
And that's what I love about it. See so many people that have moved away, and everyone comes back to the feast.
Everyone
it's like
comes back.
we're one big family again.
Exactly.
It's great. There are many people involved in putting this feast together. You know, a lot of times you only see the people in the front of the house, as we call it. But there are so many people that work behind the scenes with this. Even here in the rectory, the secretary is getting all the calls and the inquiries. You have committee chairs that are in charge of the Giglio, some are in charge of the questa when we go out with the bread, some are in charge of the processions, some are in charge of the bazaar, the cafe, the children's Giglio, adult Giglio, the boat. So there's so many different aspects, everyone, the shrine. You know, people all take charge, given responsibilities, and then they get their crews to help them out. Christine, before I go, I think I want to try a raw clam.
Yeah, no problem. Lil, I need a raw clam for Monsignor.
I gotta taste one.
What do you want?
Just one. A little cocktail sauce, that's good. The smaller the better, right?
Smaller the better.
Tastier. How'd you learn how to do that?
It's like 5 years old.
Oh, 5 years, oh, that's a long time.
What do you want?
A little cocktail sauce. Put a little cocktail sauce on here. Now, what I like about clams is that you eat them with your fingers. Those are good. These are great.
Good.
Take one more. One more. Add my lemon.
Each and every single one up in the ocean.
Yeah. You know, clamming is a lot of fun. You do it with your feet or you do it with a rake?
To get these, they use a rake.
Rake, right?
You want top nice, right?
Yeah.
They're good. Thank you. We'll see you around. Can't just have one. January, we start having a meeting with the executive board, a number of people that are involved in the feast. And then we start having a meeting once a month from January. And then in March, we start to have a general meeting, as we call it. And we invite anyone that wants to come, as well as all the lifters. And we start to talk about the feast, but also to build up a little enthusiasm, to get them excited about the feast, that it's coming and how many days left we have.
My name is Joe Peluso. I was born into the feast. My grandfather had a butcher shop on Havermeyer Street. They say you have certain things that you remember when you're a real young child, and that's one of the things that I do remember.
So this is the greatest feast in the world. Bar none. I don't care what anybody tells you. Take San Gennaro, they don't do anything like this in San Gennaro. This is the place to go.
We also have a boat to symbolize when St. Paulinus came back on the boat and the people in the town greeted him with lilies. The legend tells us the Turk was the one that got the bishop released. So the Turk comes back on the boat with all the kids, and then the people greet St. Paulinus and the boat with lilies.
So the boat that we carry, along with the Giglio, represents that time that he came back to Italy. I always loved being Turk, believe it or not. Some people would tell you your favorite member should be your first lift as the #1 capo. There's different measurements. I loved being up on the top of the boat. That was a great thing to be up there and dancing around and everybody looking up at you.
Every year we have a capo for 2 years, and he's the one that calls all the lifts, and he's kind of the one that's running the show on Giglio Sunday. We have 125 lifters that carry it. It's not easy. A lot of times people say they fake it under there. You can't fake it. Everyone has to hold their weight. You have the lifters, they're called the crew. Then you have 4 lieutenants that will be in charge of his crew, and they're the ones that will direct their crew members to go backwards, forwards. And then you have the capo, he'll call out the command, and the 4 lieutenants will see that he wants to turn it, and then they direct their crew members to turn it. Because you're in the back, you can't see what's going on in the front. And these guys will wait 30, 40 years to become the #1 capo.
My name is Danny Vecchiano, and I say it wrong, unfortunately. Every Italian teacher I've ever had always said Vecchiano, and I would say, no, it's Vecchiano. But go figure. You start out as a lifter, then you graduate if you work real hard to what's called a lieutenant, and then you get a corner of one of the structures. You graduate from lieutenant to apprentice capo, and then you go 3, 2, and 1, and here I am at #1. It took me 25 years. 1999 is when I became a lieutenant, and here we are 25 years later. We built a brand new facade for the Giglio this year. It was very exciting. As the #1 capo, typically you get to pick the colors of the Giglio. I wanted something that looked like a design from 1954 of a Giglio that was built here in Brooklyn. I had somebody draw some architectural drawings and a beautiful mock-up of the Giglio that I had wanted every week, and all the hard work, and they made it come to life, and it's a beautiful thing.
Here we are at our second stand, and Vinny, what are you doing?
Msgr Jamie, how's it
How are
going?
you? What do you have here today?
Fresh homemade rice balls.
You make them?
Yes, from scratch every morning.
All right. Otherwise, you got to go to confession.
You don't see no freezer burn on these.
No.
Panel, nice.
Wait. Panel. Most people don't know what's Panel.
Chickpeas.
How did they flatten it down and
Flatten it down. A little bit of flour, and then fry them.
And you put that in a
With
sandwich.
lemon and a little ricotta.
Ricotta on top.
Yes.
Oh, that sounds good.
If you're watching your calories, this isn't the stand for you.
No, and everything's fried here, but there's nothing like fried food.
That's it. You're here for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly.
Chicken cutlets with broccoli rabe and mozzarella. This is a hot sandwich with chicken cutlet and Calabrian chili oil. Very spicy.
Ah, okay.
This one's heaven, this one's hell.
Oh, okay. I like that one. I think I'll take the heaven one.
All right.
Even though I
Sounds good.
probably like the hell better.
Do this one, then you go to confession on Saturday.
Hey, you got my line.
That's it.
The feast has its ups and downs, and there's always a high point and a low point, and a lot has to do with what's going on in our world, and the neighborhood has changed over the years. We've had an influx of people from the Midwest. A lot of the millennials have come into this place. There are hotels and bars and clubs and restaurants and shops. It's just a totally different place. The feast has to change with that. Since I have been here, we've been doing a lot more with social media. We've also been appealing to all of the new people in the neighborhood. Our cafe downstairs was just a little cafe. So I came up, let's have music, let's lower the lights, give them something to do different. Some of the food that we serve has changed a little bit to accommodate the desires of the new people coming in, but without losing the traditional Italian foods and the foods that make up the feast, as we call it.
This is 4 cheese.
4 different cheeses in the rice
Yes.
ball. Okay.
This is spinach for the vegan lovers. And then you got the original meat, peas, and cheese with a little
okay.
sauce.
Potato
And
croquettes?
potato croquettes.
Wow, these look. What should I try? How about a panelle? I know it's not the most healthy, but
Yeah, we can make you
I
one.
don't want the bread. I'm going to try to be good. I'm going to take one like this. Hope it tastes as good as it smells. Very good. I can imagine with the regatta on top of it. I'll make sure I tell everyone to come over here and eat.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Monsignor.
man. This was amazing. You can come and get one. So it has changed. A lot has to do with publicizing the feast and having fun. A lot of times you go to a restaurant, you belong to something, it has a face, and it's so important. And I feel that I'm the face now of the feast, and I have a large following because of breaking bread, because of all the things I do in the diocese. So I bring all those people here in addition to what was here before, and that builds up the excitement. I bring new workers in, I bring new people that are involved in supporting the feast, sponsors and donors. I feel that the feast has really grown since I've been here, and I'm sure it'll grow after I'm here, you know, when someone else comes over. You know, I bring my own flavor into it, and usually when I go to somewhere, I build it up. So now there's always room for pizza. Giancarlo, how are you?
Good.
What's
I'm
going
seeing
on?
Jamie. Good to see you.
You working hard?
Of course.
Now this isn't pizza here. What do we have here?
Right here we have a veggie roll,
Veggie roll, okay.
hot dog roll.
All right. This is a hot dog Italian style.
Yeah. We have a pepperoni roll,
All right.
a chicken roll with fried chicken,
Ah,
chicken bacon roll.
whoa.
Right here we have
Hot
bacon
dog.
hot dog,
Wow. And of course pizza.
pizza.
All right.
This
these
one
are
right here is a margarita.
margarita pizza. Fresh tomato,
Fresh tomatoes,
mozzarella,
mozzarella, little
basil.
basil on top.
All right. Now tell me, how many pizzas do you go through a night?
For a night, about 100.
100. And on the weekends?
Weekends, forget about
Forget
it.
about it.
About like
You lose
200
count.
those.
Well, that's a good thing.
On Giglio Sunday, we'll have anywhere throughout the day, probably between 5,000 and 10,000 people. I would say the majority would be when we lift the Giglio, but then we have people in the morning, we have people in the evening, so you have tons of people. On any given day during the week, I would say we'll have a couple of thousand that walk through in and out, and some that stay. And when you add up 12 days of that, you know, we have the 2 Sundays when we lift the Giglio. We have the night lift now on a Wednesday night, which brings out a big crowd. The weekends are busy. You know, a lot has to do with the weather. If it's raining, you know, a lot of people say, oh, you don't want rain, but you want rain at a certain time. You know, you want rain about 4 or 5 o'clock on a Saturday and Sunday when everyone's at the beach and they pack up, they get home at 7. Oh, what we're gonna do? The sun is out, let's go to the feast.
Now you make it right here in this oven, right?
Yeah, right here we have Mike.
That's a brick oven?
Yes.
Okay, who's making the pizza here?
The pizza's Sal.
Sal, how are you?
He's in the
Where's Sal? Sal, you're making the pizza. Show him how you make a pizza. Let's see. Put it together. Now, Carla, you make the pizzas?
No, I don't.
You just sell them.
It's a servant. And all the rolls have mozzarella cheese.
Wow, they look good.
Where is how? Who's the box?
Now, can they buy a slice?
You can buy them by slice.
Oh, you can,
buy it
okay.
by pies,
So what's he put on there? The cheese?
cheese, sauce on top.
That a
First we do the
margarita?
cheese. Yeah. First we do the cheese.
Oh, you put the cheese first?
Yeah.
I don't want to mention, it's like Spumoni Gardens, right?
Exactly.
Wow, here's my slice. Yeah, I'll take one right here. Sal, thank you.
Be careful, it's up.
All right. What am I gonna put over here? Some hot pepper, a little
Hot
spice.
pepper.
He almost choked you. I love hot pepper. It's hot. Golden.
How's that?
Really good. And tomatoes, really fresh. This is good. Make sure you make it over to the feast and have a slice of pizza. The best pizza in Williamsburg.
My name is Joe Cecilio. Been here my whole life. When I was born, my parents were married in this church, was baptized in this church. I went to school, Our Lady of Mount Carmel. When I was in school, we used to have what they call a rope gang. The boys from the school held a rope around the structures so pedestrians or visitors couldn't get between the capo and the structure.
We were charged at the age of between 8 to 10, 11 years old to crowd control. So there were these huge ropes that we used to hold, and we used to hold back the crowd with these ropes so the people couldn't come, you know, walk where the Giglio or the boat was being lifted. And that was really one of my earliest experiences. And really it was a rite of passage to go from rope gang to the Giglio. And I first lifted the Giglio at about 13 years old, and it was a tremendous experience.
Favorite food? That's a tough one. Probably the sausage sandwich.
My favorite food probably will be the sausage and peppers. And of course the zeppoli. The zeppolis are always good. But you know, there's pizza, there's Italian meatballs, there's fried fish, there's pasta, there's all different types of food. But I would say everyone comes for the sausage and peppers and the zeppoli.
Who doesn't like the zeppolis? You gotta have some nice zeppolis. You have to have a calzone, you have to have a rice ball.
My favorite food in the feast?
Yeah.
It's always sausage and peppers. Sausage, you can't beat, having a nice sausage and pepper sandwich, followed by half a dozen zeppolis.
Ah, Dylan, what's going on here?
What's up, Ryan?
How are you?
How are you? I'm okay.
Doing
How
all
are
right?
you? I'm good.
Now, I had some sausage and peppers.
Okay.
I had a rice ball, and I had some panel. I'm ready for something sweet.
We got some zeppolis here, you know?
Zeppolis, okay.
Yes, you know,
now,
it's
this
an
is
Italian thing, you know?
Italian thing, right? We're at Italian
feast. It's like an Italian donut, you know? It's a fried donut, got some yeast, sugar, water. You know,
That's
mix it together, that's it, fry it up, throw some powdered sugar on it. You can't get any better.
Now, this is the simplest of ingredients, but this is probably the staple, the most delicious thing in all the feast.
Yes, it definitely is.
And what do you put on top of them?
A little powdered sugar, you know, it's nothing better than
You're gonna let me taste one?
Exactly, yeah, of course, man. Let's
Just
grab
one.
this, throw some sugar
I like a lot of
here.
sugar.
A lot of sugar, boys, you know, mountains, don't worry.
Oh my
We
God,
got
that's a
mountains,
lot.
boys.
Let me
Watch
see
your
this.
pants.
Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me taste this.
Now, how is that, boss?
I have to say, it's heavenly.
Yeah, I know, man.
When you go into a restaurant, you love for the host to greet you by name. That's what we try to do here on Sunday. Whenever we see a new face, we try to get to know their name. And I tell all the parishioners, make people feel welcome. And with the feast during the year at Mass, I say, why don't you come and help out at the feast? I got them working in the bazaar, I got them working in the booths, in the cafe. Then they get involved and then they say, oh, I want to lift. You want to lift? Yeah, sure, no problem. So they get into it. Then they go and call their friends, or they call their families back in Wisconsin or Missouri, and they'll say, you got to come here. You got to see, this is crazy. You got to come to the feast. It's a lot of fun. That builds up people and gets more people involved.
I see, what else you have here? Oreos?
We got some fried Oreos, some funnel cakes, pretty much this cake batter, fried Oreos.
So the funnel is a different batter.
Yes, that's pretty much cake batter.
That's a cake batter.
Yeah.
This is flour, yeast, and water.
Flour, yeast, and water.
And
yeah.
what about now the
Now, fried
Oreo?
Oreos is just Oreos dipped into the funnel
The cake batter.
mix. Yeah, because you want them golden. You want them to be like a golden ball,
And everything is fried.
Everything is fried. If it ain't fried, it ain't good. You know what I mean?
Why is fried food so good?
Oil, man.
I know.
Whatever's bad for you is usually good.
But this is good, really.
Yeah.
I gotta tell Lucy.
Thank you. We try our best here, guys.
Oh, good. I'll see you around. Thank you.
You too, boss.
As I said before, this is heavenly. Everyone that comes to the feast always has a zeppoli. They're the best.
It's just an honor to keep on doing this and promulgating this beautiful, beautiful tradition that we have here in Williamsburg. When we lift that Giglio, anything that you're going through, any kind of sacrifice or any pains or anybody that passed away, you lift them that day. You lift your prayers up, your intentions that day also. It's just so beautiful to be part of it. And I'm gonna miss it till next year. When the Giglio gets put down for the last time today, we'll always start preparing for next year. I'll do this as long as God gives me the grace to keep on going on.
I have to say, I love the feast. It's a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. And it's like anything else. You gotta love and have passion for it. And I have passion for this feast because it brings me back to my childhood. I love to see people come together and have a good time. I love to be hospitable and make people feel welcome. I love the crowds of people that flock to the processions, to the masses, to the novena that we have. It's just a wonderful time to celebrate our culture and our faith and who we are as Italians that is now open to anyone.